One of the things that's taken me by surprise is there's no talk of the US. It just it's not because anybody's, wanting to avoid it. It's just not relevant. Kobus, I've been at this conference. It's a 2-day conference in Indonesia, bringing together Chinese and Indonesian stakeholders. I feel very privileged to be part of these discussions. Same, Giraud, when I've participated in African discussions, being an outsider to these discussions and having the opportunity to listen and learn from the various stakeholders. One of the things that's taken me by surprise is there's no talk of the US. It just it's not because anybody's, wanting to avoid it. It's just not relevant. There's just not anything to really talk about. The US is not a major supporter of development assistance anymore. USAID is gone. The United States is out of JETP, which was and Indonesia was a major JETP country, recipient country, and South Africa as well, and Vietnam. The U.S., proposed buying Chinese jets, so as a security provider and security, procurement source. Not the only game in town anymore. And we're with a lot of young Indonesians at this conference, and it's just it never came up today. No one ever brought it up. And there's an urgency of development. I think it's a luxury for a country to pine over what do they think in Washington about, X, Y, and Z. Let's not forget that it was no less than 2 months ago that young people were ripping the streets of Jakarta into pieces. They are furious. This is part of the uprising of Gen Z that was in Nairobi, in Nepal, in Manila, and here in Jakarta. And so one of the reasons I think they're not talking about the US is because they just don't have time to waste over this stuff. You don't want to do it. You don't want to play in the game. Fine. We're moving on. We're bringing the Saudis, the Brazilians, the South Africans, the Chinese. We're moving on because we can't afford to sit around and see what Donald Trump does today or tomorrow.